Global recession, lack of money, government taxes. Isn't that all that we keep hearing? So there's a collective paradigm around fear, around lack. You do not let your external circumstances determine your results. Your conscious mind or your intellectual mind only has a 5% contribution to the outcomes in your business. So you're unconsciously committed to an idea without your knowledge. Her debt has been cancelled by 65%. How did that happen? Because she started unsubscribing from the wrong ideas and patterns at an energetic blueprint level. You don't have to struggle in your business. Global recession, lack of money, government taxes. Isn't that all that we keep hearing? When I go out in my social life, this is what everybody keeps talking about, and this is what I'm here to talk to you about today, that this is not what you need to be subscribed to, because you hold a power within you that can actually transform the way you are running your business. So I'd like you to continue watching this if you are a business owner who's been impacted by all of this, one or all of these factors for that matter. When I was a child, I remember my dad used to run his business and he was quite successful, and then all of a sudden, one day he came home and started saying that there's too much competition. All these people from other countries have opened shops right across the street and they're charging half the price. And, things are so difficult, clients are not coming, there's no cash flow. And then after some time, he started talking about the economy. Now, what I find interesting is that my grandfather also used to talk about the economy, and the people in this generation are also still talking about the economy. So, the point I'm driving here is that, do you see what the collective consciousness of people is, right? We are subscribed to the ideas of difficulty, of problems, of challenges. And don't you think that's exactly what you're going to be seeing in your reality? So on this earth, people have subscribed to these ideas collectively. So there's a collective paradigm around fear, around lack, right? Around debt, around money being scarce. So this is the change that I'm calling you to make today. And change starts with individuals. And this is exactly what I've been coaching my clients around, that regardless of what is happening externally, you do not let your external circumstances determine your results. So I'll talk about a few examples of the people I've worked with. But before that, I want to just go back to the example that I was talking about in terms of my dad. Now, when my dad used to come home and say all of these things, at that time, I didn't have any of this knowledge. None of our family members knew that it's your consciousness that leads to your results, to your outcomes, right? Your consciousness is simply the ideas that you're subscribed to at a subconscious level and at an energetic blueprint level. Mind you, these are not ideas at a conscious level. Because if things were just working from a conscious level, today you just say that, oh, I earn $1 million and it would just happen, right? But why is it not happening? Because these are patterns and ideas that are running at a deeper level. And this is what I'm helping business owners do, that shift their subconscious programming, their blueprint level, so that they can earn the amount of money and get the business outcomes that they are striving to achieve. Now, going back to my dad's story, what was his life about? Hard work, struggle, hustle, debt. My dad actually lost his business in a fire, and then he actually tried to open another business which he lost to bankruptcy. Now, do you see the ideas that he was running with that actually led him to running into bankruptcy? Because he used to come home and say things like, there are no clients today, there is no cash flow. There's so much competition. So he was subscribed to some of these ideas. Now, again, I'm not blaming my parents for anything, but I'm telling you this story so that you can understand the impact of the ideas that you are subscribing to your life, the impact that they are having on the results that you are experiencing in your life. So if you want to experience something different in your life, you have got to subscribe to different ideas. Now, after he lost his business in a fire, he tried to revive it, but just I think within a year or two, he lost his new business. So in essence, I always tell people that he could actually never revive his business because he went into bankruptcy, right? Now, after that, he started working under somebody, and as we grew up, the ideas that he gave us, the ideas that he shared with us were that never open your own business because it's too risky. Now, he said that because of his own experiences. And I'm sure a lot of you don't believe that, right? Because business is not risky for everybody. But looking at the things that I hear nowadays is that I have to hustle so that I can have a certain number of clients or I can earn a certain amount of money. And I hear a lot of things around debt. There's so many people that I meet are stuck in the idea of debt. Now, debt is not always a bad thing, because if you leverage on debt, you can actually make millions of dollars, right? But there are people who are struggling with repaying very small amounts of money. Now, is that by chance? Absolutely not. It's the ideas that they are subscribed to, right? So if you are a business owner who is stuck with some certain amount of debt that you're struggling with, or you feel like you have to really hustle to work hard, you have to really sacrifice yourself in order to get a certain number of clients, I want you to understand that you're just subscribed to a different set of ideas. Now, I'm not going to say that you're subscribed to the wrong ideas. There is no right or wrong, because it all depends on what you desire in your life. The idea of hustle could be right for you. By the way, hard work can make you more money, but then it can lead to burnout. So if you are somebody who is open to learning a different way of doing things, a different way of earning more money or getting more clients in your business or scaling your business, then this episode is definitely for you. All right. So I was talking about the ideas that you're subscribed to. Now, what I want you to understand is that you as a child were also subscribed to certain ideas, and this is actually coming into your adulthood in terms of the results that you are getting. So if you are somebody who's struggling in business, you might have had a background of struggle, or you might have had a conditioning where you saw a lot of hard work, sacrifice and struggle going into the business, and that's exactly how you have been patterned to achieve your results, right? And as I said, there's always a different way of doing things, and I have also mentioned this before in so many of my master classes and so many of my sessions, that because I saw my parents working very hard in their business, and also after they transitioned into jobs after losing the business, when I went into the corporate world, and this includes my siblings as well, we all started working very hard. We all started sacrificing ourselves for very little money. So what I want you to understand is that when you change the subscription that you currently have, everything starts changing. Now, when I mean by subscription, what do I mean? Now, think of the social media handles that you follow, right? So you are subscribed to these handles, and that's what keeps coming on your feed. So if you are subscribed to the idea that I have to really hustle in order to earn a certain amount of money in my business, or to achieve a certain number of clients, or to get my business to a certain level by XYZ year, then that's exactly what you will see in your life happening. That's exactly what the feed of your life will reflect. All right. So if you are somebody who has been taking so much action, because we are told that this is a strategy that you need to implement, you have to try something different, I want you to start looking around. I'm sure that there's somebody, or there's some people around you who are business owners. They're not working that hard, but they're earning way more money than you are. And this is where the question begins. Now, I want you to understand that it doesn't always have to be with the field they are in, the product that they're selling, the location, the strategies. You can try opening the exact same business, implement the exact same strategies, but you will definitely see different results. Why? Because the results come from you. They only flow through your business, but they actually come from you. Your money comes from you. Your income comes from you. And what do I mean by that? Now, I want you to understand that you exist on 4 levels. All right. So you exist at a physical level through which you take action. So I talked about strategy. I talked about hustle. I talked about sacrifice. I talked about hard work. You're doing all this so that you can do better for yourself in your life. We've all tried that, but it doesn't necessarily give us the fruits that we desire, right? And then we have another level called the conscious mind. All right. Now, the conscious mind is where you're thinking of your strategies from, where you're getting new ideas, where you're gathering knowledge. Oh, I need an MBA. I need this, this particular degree so that I can become smarter in order to do better in my business. But guess what? Your conscious mind or your intellectual mind only has a 5% contribution to the outcomes in your business. So I want you to understand that your strategy that you're thinking from your conscious mind only has a 5% contribution. So your results are actually coming from your deeper layers called your subconscious mind and your energetic blueprint. So I want you to understand that your subconscious mind was actually formed when you are a child. So you are subscribed to certain ideas that you picked up from the behaviors and assumptions that people made around you when you are a child. So as I told you that I saw my parents working really hard. My dad struggled in business. He would come home and start saying that, oh, there are no clients, cash flow is difficult, there's so much competition, the economy has been very difficult, the government is now imposing certain taxes, so I'm going to start losing business. business. So he convinced himself that this is exactly what's going to happen. And me as a child started absorbing these ideas, and I convinced myself also that, oh my God, life is hard. You have to work really hard. Business is not easy. So these are ideas that I stored in my subconscious mind. So you also have ideas in your subconscious mind that are driving the results in your business. And then from your subconscious mind, now your subconscious mind actually drives the behavior that you have. So in my case, when I joined the corporate world, yes, I did not open a business. So that was one behavior, right, that came from my subconscious mind, because the idea was really deeply planted into me that business is difficult. So I went into jobs because I know that on a monthly basis, I would get a steady paycheck, right? So I joined the corporate world, but I still worked hard because I saw my parents working hard. So that was another behavior that I portrayed, that reflected from my conditioning from childhood, that came into my subconscious mind. And I want you to know that all this happens very unconsciously and unknowingly. So you're unconsciously committed to an idea without your knowledge, right? And when you make the conscious decision to unsubscribe to these ideas, then your life starts changing. And the deeper level that these patterns go into is called your energetic blueprint. Now, your energetic blueprint is a set of patterns that were formed from the ideas in your subconscious mind that are stored in your body. So, your energetic blueprint is actually stored in your body. Your body is the vessel of your energetic blueprint. And how these are stored they're stored as emotions. Now, when you are trying to implement a new idea, do you feel some sort of discomfort in a certain part of your body? So that's your body signaling to you that you need to let go of a certain pattern that's going to create a limitation in your life. But most of us are not even connected to our bodies. We don't even understand that our body is trying to talk to us, because we're always thinking from our intellectual mind, which only has a 5% impact. So your subconscious mind and your energetic blueprint have a 95% impact on all your outcomes. So I really want you to start reflecting as a business owner today, that what ideas are you subscribed to? What in your subconscious mind, what patterns are you holding in your energetic blueprint that may be a hindrance? What strategies have you tried to continuously be implementing, but nothing seems to be working, or it's not really getting you the results that you want, or you don't seem to have direction in terms of where you want to go further in your business, right? So you've been taking all the action, you've been hustling, you've been sacrificing yourself, and you've reached a point where you're so burnt out, but nothing is really changing. That's because you're operating from the wrong level, all right? So you simply need to tune into your subconscious mind, into your energetic blueprint, and change the ideas that you're working from. And this is not something that can be done at a conscious level. So this is a process that I help a lot of business owners do. Now, I just want to share an example of one of my clients called Lena. Lena has been a phenomenal student of mine since the year 2024. So she joined one of my basic courses, and since then she's been getting phenomenal results. So, she used to be working for somebody here in Nairobi, and she got fired. So prior to her getting fired, she was looking for a new job, and within about 2 months of working with me, she got a new job, the one that she actually wanted. Now, over time, she realized that she's not fit to be working for somebody else. So she had wanting to start her own practice, but something was holding her back. So we started working together, and interestingly, just during the time that we were working together, she ended up getting fired. And because she was working with me, she transitioned into her business very quickly. And just within 2 days of starting her business, she started getting clients. And today, when I talk about Lena, she has worked on her energetic blueprint at such a deep level that she actually got a debt waiver from her bank. She got an email about a month ago saying that her debt has been cancelled by 65%. Now, how did that happen? That did not happen by chance. It's because we started working on her energetic blueprint. She was subscribed to the idea of debt because she owed money. And now, because we worked on her debt consciousness, meaning at an energetic blueprint level, we started undoing the patterns that was subscribed to debt. She actually got an email from her bank giving her this news. And I was shocked because I did not expect that to happen. What I thought was that her business is going to start booming, and that also happened because just 2 weeks ago, she started saying to me that, Shalini, I've just started getting clients out of nowhere to the point that I need to hire people in my business. How did that happen? Because she started unsubscribing from the wrong ideas and patterns at an energetic blueprint level, and she started subscribing to the right ideas. And this is how you can start earning more, doing better in your business with less hustle, without burnout. You do not have to sacrifice yourself continuously. You don't have to struggle in your business. This is the transformation that I help business owners drive. I want you to understand that your energetic blueprint forms something called a quantum field around you, and your quantum field creates your reality, right? So I want you to understand that this is not some woo-woo business, and this is something that actually works. This has worked for my clients, that it can also work for you, all right? So if you are somebody who wishes to subscribe to different patterns, I'd love you to share this video with somebody who you know would really benefit from this, and I would also love to invite you to join my community and my programs so that I can help you drive the transformation that you have been looking for.